So, the apple cider vinegar has been going for about 2 months. 2.5? 2 months? 2.5 months? Something like that. Maybe even nearly 3. And it's stopped fermenting. There's still some bubbles coming up, but not many. So, I think it's about time to strain this off. Get the liquid out. Well, you can see, like lots of bubbles coming through now. But not as many as they were. And I haven't shaken it up in a few days, so I think the fermenting's just about stopped. So, shall I taste it? I'll taste it. It's actually already tasting a little bit vinegary. It's actually already tasting a little bit vinegary. That's kind of quite interesting. So let's strain it through a cloth. So we're just left with the liquid, and then we'll kind of see. We'll see what kind of happens. So if I had some more peelings and cores and apples and things, I would add some of that to the apples and cores and things, and a bit more water and a bit more sugar, and kind of start the process again a little bit quicker as well, because I wouldn't be relying on catching natural yeast to ferment the alcohol, to ferment the juice into alcohol. So, I don't want it splashing everywhere. The cloth is clean, it's just stained. I just use it for all kinds of things. It's just a bit of cloth that was originally wrapped around a bit of cheese. And it gets stained. It's clean, it's just a bit stained. So it's a bit thick, this liquid, so I don't want the thick stuff, I just want the thin stuff. We'll do that. Liquid's going through, that's alright. And then we'll get an idea of how much liquid there is. It's a little bit to pour through, so it'll just take a little bit of time. So we'll collect the pulp and throw the pulp away, and then the liquid underneath, hopefully, will carry on and turn into stronger vinegar. But so I did learn that you need to, in the first few weeks of making the apple cider vinegar, you do have to, well, any kind of vinegar that you're making this way, so like pear cider vinegar, you need to turn the fruit over daily to stop any kind of harmful bacteria or yeast collecting on the top and going mouldy, which is not what you want. So you need to turn it over. And then as it kind of progresses and it starts building up some alcohol and its own yeast culture, that yeast culture kind of defends itself against other kind of bacteria and other yeast cultures. So it's only really, you don't really need to do it for the first month or so. Just kind of keep an eye on it, and then you can kind of forget about it for a few days and again give it a stir. So we're going to see what goes on. So there we go. We'll strain that, and then I'll put it back into a jar. I think we'll let it drain, and I'll give it a squeeze as well to kind of get as much juice out of it as possible. Hopefully it will just be the juice, it won't be the pulp. And then we'll put it back into a jar, and then cloth back on top. Obviously a smaller jar, because there won't be as much, there'll be liquid coming out of that. And then cloth back on top, and we'll just leave it somewhere, and hopefully it will become more acidic and become proper apple cider vinegar. And we might even get a proper mother forming, which will be interesting. And there we go. So it's about 2.5, nearly 3 months. That's how long it takes. Well, that's how long it took this time of year. So it started at just after Christmas. Like something like the 4th of January, and now we're on the 24th of March. So almost 3 months this time of year. Obviously, it'd be quicker in the warmer months, but there we go. A success for a change, because I've had a few failures recently. I'm alright with that. There's nothing wrong with getting things wrong.